Number 1. A Reddit user planned a visit to an old prison scheduled for demolition. The landowner allowed it but gave a chilling warning. One of his trail cameras had recently captured something unusual on the property. The Redditor assumed it might have been a hermit or someone living off the grid, but the owner suggested it might not be human. The post left people wondering what the camera actually recorded and what or who could be lurking near the abandoned ruins. No updates were ever shared after the initial post. Number 2. A group of men explored an abandoned building deep in the woods. While taking photos inside, they didn't realize they weren't alone. In one image, 2 glowing eyes stared back at them, and the figure appeared to cling to the wall or stretch above a doorway. They only noticed this terrifying detail after leaving the building. Thankfully, nothing physically happened to them that night, but the true nature of what they saw remains a mystery. Number 3. During a summer trip to Sweden, a camper snapped a photo in Ariang. Later, while zooming in, they noticed something unusual in the image. It didn't resemble trees, rocks, or any natural feature, and seemed out of place. Some viewers suggested it resembled a folklore creature like a tota or vata, but no one could confirm what it actually was or if it was anything at all. Number 4. A Reddit user shared a photo claiming their son found it in his grandmother's backyard in San Antonio. Faint words reading, "I'm kidnapped," were visible, immediately raising alarm. Neighbors and online commenters debated whether it was a prank or a real distress message. Authorities were notified, and the item was carefully preserved as potential evidence. No further updates were ever released. Number 5. In Red Sands, a desert popular for off-roading, a man captured something unsettling on camera. In the distance, a pale figure sprinted across the dunes. Witnesses later described an unnerving feeling, as if the desert itself were alive that night. Number 6. This person was on a late-night hike when something strange caught his eye, a scorpion with wings crawling across the ground. At least, that's what it looked like in the moment. Startled, he froze. He'd never seen anything like it before. But when he looked closer, the truth turned out to be much less frightening. It wasn't a new creature at all. It was just a moth perched on a regular scorpion, making it look like one bizarre winged hybrid. Number 7. This woman was out walking her dog when he suddenly started acting strange, growling at something hidden in the woods. Feeling uneasy, she took a few quick photos and then decided to head back home. Later, when she looked at the pictures more closely, she noticed something unsettling. Behind a tree, there was a faint outline of a figure peeking out. In the next photo, taken just seconds later, only part of the figure was still visible, almost like it realized it had been seen and tried to hide. Whoever or whatever was out there, one thing is clear: her instincts were right. By leaving when she did, she may have avoided a much more dangerous situation. Number 8. A trail camera in East Texas captured something that some people think might be a Bigfoot. Some viewers say the figure looks like it's tied to a tree, while others think it's holding a stick. What's most interesting, though, is how little information exists about the footage. Almost nothing has been shared online, and without any real background or context, it's impossible to know whether the clip is real or not. Number 9. Late one night, a man walked to a parking lot to get his car, but as he got closer, he suddenly stopped. Inside a small tent, there was someone covered in white. Standing completely still. No movement, no sound, just standing there in total silence. No one else was nearby. Feeling shocked, the man took out his phone and recorded it because he knew people wouldn't believe him otherwise. Then he hurried to his car, feeling creeped out and confused. Number 10. While hiking through the remote Jaw district of Arunachal Pradesh, a hiker came across a terrifying challenge. To keep going, he had to cross a narrow, shaky bridge that was almost underwater from flooding. The river below was loud and powerful. One wrong step, or one slippery board, and he could have been swept away instantly. After a few tense, heart-pounding moments, he managed to cross safely to the other side. Number 11. In Hawaii, there's a place called the Lava Skylight near West Kamakuna that looks like something from a nightmare. It's a round hole that leads straight into a tunnel full of flowing lava, glowing like a giant furnace. But what scares people even more is the area around it. The ground is covered in odd lava shapes that look strangely like human arms, faces, and bodies frozen in place. Some people say it's just the way lava cools. Others think it's something else. Either way, it looks both creepy and amazing. Number 12. A man living in the Appalachian region stepped away from his parked car for a short time. When he came back, one of the windows was broken, but the strange thing was that nothing was stolen. Instead, someone had placed something inside, a dark, twisted briar root lying neatly on the front seat. Most people would focus on the broken window, but he was more bothered by the root. In Appalachian folk traditions, roots like that can be used in spells, sometimes for protection, sometimes for curses. In this case, it felt more like someone was trying to curse him. Number 13. This man planned everything for his surprise proposal: a sunny day, a beautiful spot, and a friend hiding nearby to record it. But as soon as he took out the ring, something went horribly wrong. A sudden burst of water knocked him off his feet and sent both him and the ring over the waterfall.
Oh, Jamie! Jamie, no! Oh my, no! Oh my.
Thankfully, he wasn't hurt. But now the couple can't help wondering if it was just bad luck or some kind of sign from the universe. Number 14. A group of 6 friends went to hike Yosemite's Half Dome. By midday, they reached the top, but a sudden lightning storm hit. Lightning started striking the rocks around them, and in one terrifying moment, 2 people were hit, one in the leg and one on the back of the head. They both passed out for a short time and lost their memory, but later woke up. Confused but alive, the group hid in a cave until the storm calmed down. After that, they carefully climbed down the wet, slippery granite. Luckily, everyone survived. Number 15. In June 2025, someone near Enderland, North Dakota, recorded a video of the sky.
Oh my God.
A huge, twisting cloud formed, looking like a cyclone about to become a tornado. It moved slowly but seemed massive and alive. The sight was both beautiful and terrifying, and definitely not something to stay around and watch for long. Number 16. In a quiet part of a California forest, a trail camera recorded something unsettling. A masked figure appeared suddenly in front of the lens, then seemed to shift to the side instantly. It could have been someone in a costume, but why would they be alone and masked deep in the forest? Even stranger, the figure seemed to appear in multiple places without any visible movement between spots. Was the footage edited? Number 17. A group of friends were driving at night past some woods when their headlights caught something strange between the trees. It was right there. Stop. Back up, someone shouted.
Yeah. It's like right here, right around this corner, I think. Like right here somewhere. Oh, look, right there. Stop. Back up. It was right there, I just saw it.
What they saw wasn't just a shadow. It looked tall, around 7 or 8 feet, covered in thick black fur, with long, heavy arms holding onto a tree as if it lived there. It didn't run or seem scared. It just stood there, looking at the car. No one knows if it was Bigfoot or just some kind of animal, but whatever they saw, it's a story they'll remember forever. Number 18. A woman was hiking at the Grand Canyon when she saw a man getting too close to the cliff to take a photo. Suddenly, he slipped. People shouted for him to come back.
come back, man.
Just come back.
Oh yeah, I'll come back sometime. Oh, this is fucking beautiful.
It is, but...
Hey, no native grass, girl.
Oh shit, is he okay? Wait. Dude. Oh no.
Oh shit, man.
No, don't look, don't look.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we told him to come back up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We need to call. You have your phone. Get your phone.
Helicopter is out here.
But he kept sliding and tumbled toward another drop. Miraculously, he survived. Battered and motionless, he was airlifted by a trauma helicopter. The woman and other hikers were shaken. They had almost witnessed a fatal accident, but thankfully, the man lived. In August 2010, a man was hiking and filming the calm forest when he noticed something strange. Zooming in, he saw a tall, faceless figure standing still among the trees. Panicked, he ran, but the figure appeared closer. Heart racing, he fled deeper into the woods. When he looked back, it was still there. Was it a prank, or had he captured something truly sinister? While hiking in Canada, a man spotted something unusual on the ground, a large fly-like insect dragging a tarantula. At first, he thought the spider was dead, but it was actually paralyzed.
Oh dang, then this is so cool. You don't see this very often. This is a tarantula hawk carrying a paralyzed tarantula. So it actually stung the tarantula. It is alive but paralyzed. The tarantula hawk is going to lay an egg on it. The egg's going to hatch into a larva, and then it's going to eat the paralyzed tarantula, which is technically alive. Yum.
The insect, a tarantula hawk, stings tarantulas to immobilize them, then lays eggs on them. The eggs hatch into larvae, which feed on the still-living tarantula. It was a chilling sight. A YouTuber posted a video from his trip to Gettysburg. While filming near a rocky area called Devil's Den, he didn't see anything unusual at the time. But later, when he watched the footage, he noticed something strange. As he walked away from the rocks, a faint figure seemed to move behind a nearby boulder. Some people think these shadowy shapes might be connected to Gettysburg's haunted history. A Reddit user named Burton Boy shared a creepy video from 1999 on the Chills Narrator subreddit. He said he heard something strange in the woods, something that didn't sound like any animal he knew. The clip sparked lots of debate. Some people even joked that it might be a werewolf, but no one could figure out what made the sound. And just like that mystery, there's still no clear reason why everyone isn't subscribed. A man was unloading his groceries with his back to the security camera. Nothing seemed unusual at the time, but later, when he checked the footage, he noticed something odd. In one of the pictures, a figure was standing right next to the car. He says he was completely alone and never heard or saw anyone. Still, the camera shows someone there. The figure doesn't look dangerous, but its sudden appearance has people talking. Some think he may not be telling the full truth and might have staged the image for attention. A man was running on a remote trail in eastern British Columbia when his peaceful jog was suddenly interrupted. A grizzly bear appeared out of nowhere. He immediately sprinted as fast as he could. The bear chased him for a moment, but luckily he was able to outrun it. One slip or mistake could have ended very badly. While exploring a remote cave deep in the Appalachian Mountains, Reddit user JTS4 experienced something unsettling. The cave felt unnaturally quiet, no dripping water, no echoes, nothing. But later, when he checked his GoPro footage, he heard a distant, blood-curdling scream.
Good leaves. Good leaves.
He hadn't heard anything while he was there, yet the camera recorded it clearly. People online debated what it was. Some said it might have been an animal, like a mountain lion, hog, or fox. Others thought it sounded disturbingly human. Whatever it was, the scream seemed to come from deep within the darkness. 5-year-old Renee Campion was hiking near Mount Waterman in Southern California when he got lost in the rough wilderness, an area known to have bears and mountain lions. Before his phone battery died, he managed to send a few messages and a photo of his legs hanging over a rocky ledge to a friend, but the picture didn't include any GPS, so rescuers had no idea where. The sheriff's department posted the images online, hoping someone might recognize the landscape. That's when Ben, an experienced hiker, took action. He carefully compared the photo with satellite images until he found a perfect match. He sent the coordinates to authorities. About 24 hours after Renee's final message, rescuers found him alive in the Angeles National Forest, roughly 5 miles from his car. Thanks to one photo and one hiker's sharp eye, his life was saved. Around 2 a.m., a woman called her friend to ask if they could visit an old cabin hidden deep in the woods on private land. The place had been abandoned for years, and only animals ever went inside. When they explored the cabin, they found a few creepy things, but nothing truly scary. It was only after they left that something strange happened. Sitting in the back of the truck, they started recording the drive. That's when they heard a terrifying scream. The woman said it sounded exactly like her mother's voice, even though her mother was sitting right next to her in the truck. To this day, they still don't know who or what made that sound. While camping and hunting, this man took a photo of something strange in the dark. In the middle of a wide-open field, a faint figure appeared in the picture. The image is blurry, so it's hard to see what it really is. Since then, people have been debating what it could be. Maybe it was just an animal, maybe something more unsettling, or maybe it was only a trick of the camera. Whatever it was, it definitely looks like someone or something was watching. Could it have been just an owl, or was there something else out there?
Lola Swan and Kate Shannon were camping in Lee Woods in Bristol when things suddenly turned creepy. They heard strange noises outside, footsteps on twigs, like someone was walking around their tent. Then, around 1 a.m., they heard what sounded like a child's voice. That was enough for them, so they packed up and left. The next morning, while checking their photos, Lola noticed something strange, a pale, ghost-like figure in the trees behind their campsite. She realized something had been watching them. At one point, Kate even whistled and something in the woods whistled back. To make things worse, their hammer mysteriously disappeared. Terrified, they rushed out of the woods and hoped they'd never have to go back. While hiking through the forest early one foggy morning, a man noticed something strange. A dark, human-shaped figure standing at the edge of the trees. It didn't move. It didn't make a sound. It just stood there, still and silent. Something about it felt unsettling. Was it just a tree or shadow that looked human? Or was something else hiding in the woods that morning? Two friends set up camp deep in a thick rainforest, not knowing something strange was about to happen. After putting up their tent and eating a quick meal, they fell asleep, unaware of what their outside camera would record. In the middle of the night, a pale, ghost-like figure walked out of the woods. It seemed to be holding something, either a severed head or some kind of unknown object. In the morning, the friends woke up safe and unharmed, never realizing how close they had been to something unsettling. It was only when they checked the footage that they were shocked. They had not been alone. Dennis was walking through a thick forest when he suddenly heard something close by. He pointed his flashlight toward the sound and saw a creature. It looked like it was eating something, crouched low, with glowing eyes in the dark. Dennis managed to record it for a moment before he ran away. Was it a dangerous animal or something else? What do you think? While hiking near a bridge in Toronto, someone found something strange, a small doll wrapped tightly in wire and locked with a padlock. It was hidden under the bridge, surrounded by a big pile of jewelry. Some people think it was part of a ritual, maybe something symbolic or occult. Others say it might have been a protective spell or even a curse. Who put it there? Why the jewelry? And what was it meant to do or prevent? While hiking near Lover's Leap Bridge in New Milford, CT, someone saw a grim message written on the bridge railing with a date. They quickly realized that falling from the bridge would be deadly, with only jagged rocks, a river, and steep terrain below. Later, they learned the area has a tragic history. Long ago, a Native American woman, wrongly believing her white lover had died in war, jumped from the cliffs nearby. When he returned and found out what happened, he took his own life in the same way. Now, the note on the bridge seems to suggest that someone might be repeating this tragic story. While exploring an old mine nearly half a mile underground, a man suddenly heard strange echoes in the darkness. At first, he thought it was just the mine settling or water dripping from old timbers, but something felt wrong. He kept moving forward, shining his flashlight through the empty shafts, trying to find the source. There was nothing, no movement, no signs of life, just the unsettling sound. Was it just his imagination, or was something else down there? While hiking on Pilot Mountain in North Carolina, a couple accidentally captured something strange on video.
Is it really? Oh. There's more than one of them, huh?
At first, they thought no one was around, but later they saw a ghostly figure appear and disappear. Many people online said it looked like someone dressed as a Confederate soldier, which fits local stories of Civil War ghosts. The hikers realized they had captured something unusual and now believe in ghosts. A Reddit user shared a video from his sister in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania, asking for help identifying what she filmed. Around 7 p.m., a huge drone-like object was seen hovering silently in the sky.
Oh my God, I can't believe this.
About the size of an SUV, it made a low rumbling sound and flashed red, yellow, blue, and purple lights. The object stayed completely still, glowing eerily. Similar objects had been spotted in Ohio, New York, and New Jersey, but this one looked unusual, more like a small aircraft or possibly a UFO. His sister was very unsettled, and nobody knows for sure what it was. A hiker stopped to rest in a quiet forest. While sitting, he noticed something unusual.
Can't see. Does he think it's a bear? You think there's a bear next to the deer? Yeah, we probably should be too close to it, huh? Cool though. Just go.
At first, he wondered if it was a bear, but then he saw a huge black furred figure moving silently among the trees. Shocked and unsure what it was, he quickly left the area. Was it a real encounter or just a staged video trying to go viral? Back in November 2012, a family in northwest Pennsylvania was going through footage from their trail camera when they spotted something unusual. A deer appeared close to the lens, clear as day, but right behind it, a pale, almost see-through figure seemed to be crouching among the trees. Some people thought it might be an alien, while others shrugged it off as a camera mistake. Even now, the family still has no clue what their camera actually caught that night. In late October, a hunter checking his trail camera near Freetown State Forest in Massachusetts came across a strange photo. The picture was blurry, but whatever was in it definitely wasn't a deer or any animal he recognized. He'd been hunting for over 50 years, and even his son, who had military training, couldn't figure out what the camera had captured. They tried sharpening the image to see it better, but the figure only looked weirder. For months, they kept the photo to themselves, unsure what to make of it. Eventually, they shared it online, hoping someone else might have seen something similar. Jordan and Lee had been camping on public land near Bryce Canyon for 5 days. On their last evening, they sent up a drone to film the mountains during sunset. Out of nowhere, a man from a nearby campsite marched over, already angry. Lee tried to calm him down.
Hey, is that your drone?
It is.
Sitting right over my camp?
It's over here.
I see it's over there. A minute ago it was over my camp.
It literally hasn't gone past my head.
Bullshit.
It literally hasn't.
Bullshit.
I can show you my videos.
Listen, that's
Sir.
where I'm staying. Don't fly your drone over
You
my
think I
camp.
care about your camp more than these mountains?
You want me to kick your Is that it? Is that the best result?
Is that the way you want to go? I mean,
I'll go that way. I don't
bro,
have a
no
problem
one's
with it.
trying to
We'll
look
put the
into your
drone
camp.
away. We'll put the drone away.
I'm just trying to get these mountains.
That's the answer.
That's not
Okay.
the answer. I'm gonna get
F off.
shots.
You put the drone over my camper, I'm gonna kick your
That's fine. Look, the drone will not go beyond this fan.
It has not a minute ago.
Well, if it did, I apologize.
But the man wouldn't listen. He insisted the drone had been hovering over his camp. Jordan explained it hadn't gone anywhere near him and even offered to show the footage, but the man didn't care. He kept threatening to kick the drone, and worse if it ever came near his campsite again. Trying to avoid a fight, Jordan promised to bring the drone down and keep it away. Even then, the man wouldn't drop it. Feeling unsafe and unsure what he might do next, Jordan and Lee packed up fast and left the area before things escalated. A woman was ziplining through the forest when things suddenly went very wrong. In the middle of her ride, her hair got tangled in the pulley.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free child place holidays available.
She ended up stuck halfway across the line, completely alone with no way to move forward. She managed to stop herself, but the injury had already happened. It's hard to imagine what could have happened if she hadn't been able to. No one really knows exactly how the rest of the situation played out. While walking his dog in the Devon woods, a man noticed something strange near a small hill where his dog always seemed uneasy. Hanging from a low branch was a doll, placed right beside a pair of women's underwear. It didn't look random. The doll had been positioned in a way that felt deliberate. Whether it was a joke, some kind of ritual, or just abandoned items, the whole scene gave him an unsettling. A mother was recording a quick video of her child walking through the woods when she accidentally caught something strange in the background. Behind one of the trees, a face seemed to appear, pale skin, large dark eyes, and a long, stretched-looking head, all staring directly at the child. It didn't move or make a sound, and the child had no idea anything. Nothing happened to them, thankfully, but the mystery still lingered. Was it a setup for attention, or did they truly capture something unexplainable in the trees? Katie from the channel Katie Roams planned a quiet solo camping trip. She swam in a peaceful lake, set up her camp, and even built a small bushcraft chair to relax in. But the calm didn't last. A large group of men showed up nearby, and she could hear their voices and smell their cigarettes from her campsite.
I can hear and smell a group of men. I can smell their cigarettes and I can hear them as well. So I'm just going to leave my camera on record for like the foreseeable future until they leave. I would be quite concerned if they came any closer. So I'm just going to leave my camera on in case, because if they come up, my camera's on, I'll be on the phone with my mum or something. I'll call my mum and just, fingers crossed they don't come, but I don't really, well, I'm out here alone. I'm building a chair. They might be harmless, but it's better safe than sorry. So if you ever are in a situation like this, put your camera on record and call someone. It's the best thing you.
Feeling uneasy, she kept her camera recording and talked about calling her mom just in case. She hoped they would stay at a distance, but being alone in the woods made the situation feel risky.
An update on the men. They are staying over there, probably about 50 meters away from me. They came over to say hello. They said they saw a light, which is this light. And they said hello, invited me for beers and for dinner. I said, no, thank you. yeah, hopefully all is good. I'm sure everything will be fine.
She reminded viewers that if they ever felt unsafe outdoors, they should keep their camera rolling and contact someone they trust. Later, the men noticed the light from her camp and walked over. They said hello and invited her for drinks and dinner, but she politely declined. They seemed to stay about 50 meters away, and she tried to convince herself everything would be fine. As night fell, loud music started blasting through the forest. By midnight, the noise and the uneasy feeling were too much. Katie packed up her tent and gear in the dark and decided to head back to her car. Trusting her instincts, she chose safety over finishing the trip. In June 2022, 3-year-old Riker Webb disappeared near his home in Montana, setting off a huge and urgent search. Riker loved bugs, and many people believe that his curiosity may have pulled him deeper into the woods. Even with teams searching almost immediately, he somehow stayed hidden for 2 days through heavy rain, near-freezing nights, and the rough Montana terrain. When searchers finally found him, he was more than 2 miles from where he'd vanished, surprisingly mostly unharmed. That was unusual, especially considering the area is home to animals like grizzlies, mountain lions, coyotes, and bobcats. He had apparently taken shelter inside an old shed. But what most people don't know is what he supposedly said afterward. His older brother, Caden, once posted a TikTok later deleted but eventually re-uploaded elsewhere, where he asked Riker what he remembered. "Riker, do you remember when you got lost?" "I see a house," Riker said. "A house in the woods?" "Yeah, someone lived in the house."
Asking about what happened. Riker, do you remember when you got lost? What do you see?
I see a house.
A house? In the woods?
Yeah. So I can live and then I can live in...
Someone lived in the house?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you, bro. That was scary. You okay though now? Yeah?
Riker was only 4 when that video was made, and his memories may have mixed with imagination. Still, the comment unsettled some people. A few locals even said Riker didn't seem quite the same after he returned, like something about him had changed. And quietly, people have wondered, was he really alone out there? Or did something bring him into the forest and something else bring him back? Ready for the next one. A Reddit user was exploring an old abandoned armory by themselves when they found something disturbing, a freshly dug, human-sized hole, deep enough for a body. The place was far from any road, overgrown, and not somewhere a vehicle could reach. They called the police to report it. At first, the dispatcher didn't seem too concerned and suggested maybe someone had been digging for old relics. But not long after, several investigators called back. They asked if the user had touched it, if they had seen anyone nearby, and mentioned that trail cameras were being set up in the area. They also told the user not to return. After that, no more information was ever released. A Reddit user talked about a strange moment they had while visiting the abandoned village at Watchung Reservation, New Jersey, with their family. As they walked past the old Wilcox and Badgley Cemetery, the air suddenly felt heavier, like something wasn't quite right. They took a few quick photos and kept moving. Later on, while looking through the pictures, they noticed something they hadn't seen before, a person standing between the trees, clearly visible. They insist no one was there when the photo was taken. So what did they capture? Someone they simply didn't notice at the time, or something from the past still lingering around the cemetery? There isn't much background information available for this next clip, but the video itself is strange. A man is sitting on the ground when, all of a sudden, something moves nearby. Whatever it was clearly startled him, because he jumps back in shock. If you watch closely, it looks like something shifts or rises from the ground beside him. Even after watching it several times, it's hard to tell what caused the reaction. So I'll leave this one up to you. What do you think made him panic? Around 11 p.m. in Kentucky, a person was standing on their balcony, quietly watching the night sky. Everything was calm and still until they suddenly heard something unsettling, a sharp whistle coming from only about 20 to 30 feet away. There were no people around and no signs of movement. Local folklore warns never to whistle back at night, especially if you hear one first. When they looked toward where the sound came from, they noticed something odd in the bushes. It could have been shadows or their imagination, but the feeling it gave them was wrong. So was it just a strange coincidence, or was something or someone really out there? A group of 6 friends went hiking up Usa's Half Dome. By midday, they reached the summit, but a sudden lightning storm rolled in. Bolts began striking the rocks around them, and in a terrifying moment, 2 of the hikers were hit, one in the leg, the other on the back of the head. Both briefly lost consciousness and memory, but thankfully, they eventually recovered. Shaken and disoriented, the group took shelter in a nearby cave until the storm passed. Once it was safe, they carefully made their way down the slippery granite. Miraculously, everyone survived. A strange video has been making the rounds online. In the clip, a bright orange orb shoots out from the woods nearby, pauses in the air for a moment, then suddenly speeds toward a parked car and bursts on impact. The explosion looks very real, leaving people unsure of what they're seeing. Some believe it could be ball lightning, a rare natural event known to appear during storms and sometimes explode. Others aren't convinced, saying the movement looks too direct to be random. That's led to theories about experimental or secret technology. For now, it's all speculation, with no clear explanation. While hiking by himself, an Instagram user named Smithereens recorded something unsettling. He had a strong feeling that he was being followed. At first, he tried to ignore it, but eventually he turned his camera toward the trees.
Come out. Come out from behind the tree, I see you. Okay, we gotta go.
As he did, a pale shape appeared, peeking out from behind one of them. The moment he noticed it, fear set in, and he took off running. The video cuts off as he flees. There was never any update afterward, but since the clip was uploaded, it's safe to assume he got away. Still, it leaves one lingering question: what was watching him from the woods? A family began finding odd holes showing up in their backyard fence, so they checked their security cameras to see what was going on. What they saw was nothing like they expected. Late one night, a humanoid-looking figure appeared near the fence.
Lucy, come here, girl. Good doggy, where are you? The hell? Help. The hell was that? Lucy, where are you? Come on. Daddy's getting cold. Be a good doggy. Come on. Oh, God damn. Oh, where is she? The camera's going further. What the? Who are you? I'm not scared of you anymore. No, I'm not coming with you. Oh, God! Help!
At one point, it even seemed like it was trying to force its way through. No one knows what it was, but the footage alone is enough to send chills down your spine. Thankfully, whatever it was never made it into their yard. A Facebook user shared a strange experience after taking a shortcut through the woods behind their home while walking back from a friend's house. The path was short, but as they got closer to the trees, an overwhelming feeling of unease set in. Then, their phone buzzed. The friend they had just visited, who believes she's a medium, sent a message saying, "Surround yourself with light." She also mentioned that a young woman had recently taken her own life in those same woods. Feeling shaken but curious, the user stopped and took a few photos before walking in. Later that night, while looking over the pictures and brightening them, they noticed something disturbing. In one image, it looked like a dark-clothed figure with a pale face and hands, appearing to walk an animal. The next day, they took another photo in full daylight from the same spot and nothing was there. No shape? So what was it? Just shadows and imagination playing tricks on the eyes? Or did they capture something that didn't want to be seen in the light? An explorer came across an old abandoned school hidden deep in the woods. From the start, the place gave off an uneasy feeling. But things became truly unsettling when he looked through a dirty classroom window and noticed something move inside. At the time, it was hard to tell what he'd seen, just a small, misty shape that almost looked like a child. When he replayed the footage later, his fear grew. There was definitely something moving in that room. That was enough for him. He ended the exploration and headed straight home. On September 2nd, 2023, Finn Brenton and a friend went camping in Freetown State Forest in Massachusetts, an area known for its dark stories and unsettling history. Since camping wasn't allowed, they quietly set up their tent, hoping no one would notice. As night came, strange noises started echoing through the woods. They were too frightened to go outside and spent the night awake, uneasy and on edge. When morning arrived, they expected the sounds to stop, but they didn't. Instead, the noises continued, sounding almost like someone crying nearby.
What is that? What is making that sound?
It sounds like a Okay, it got a little bit creepier because now we have this on top, so you really cannot see out of the tent. Bro, why does it sound like someone is crying? I'm out. I don't know what to do because I'm not doing that.
That was enough. Panic set in, and they quickly packed their things and left the forest behind. Shaken by the experience, they were sure of one thing: they would never return. In September 2023, a Reddit user was sitting at their campsite watching the sun go down. They took a few photos of the colorful sky, but later, while looking through them, they noticed something unsettling. Standing in the middle of the field was a gray, human-shaped figure, staring directly toward the camera. At first glance, it looked like a person, but the user insisted no one had been there at the time. Even stranger, the figure showed up in only one of the photos. To this day, the image still gives them chills, and they have no idea what they actually captured. On June 11, 2006, two hikers in Catalonia, Spain, were walking through a quiet forest when they heard an odd sound and noticed something disturbing. Crouched low behind the bushes was a pale, human-like figure. They didn't stop to investigate. Frightened, they ran out of the forest as fast as they could. Even today, no one knows what they saw, though some people believe whatever was there wasn't human at all. A few weeks ago, some of John's friends went camping and took a bunch of photos with a digital camera. At the time, everything felt normal, and nothing seemed out of place. But later, when they transferred the pictures to a computer, one image stopped them cold. In that photo, strange red shapes appeared, figures they were certain hadn't been visible when the picture was taken. The group couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't just a camera glitch or light flare. The shapes looked too clear, almost like ghostly figures. A hiker was driving with his family through a wide, empty area of the Appalachian Meadows when they noticed a woman standing out in the open field. As they passed by, she suddenly became aggressive, shouting and accusing them of things that made no sense.
I have kids in the car. You better go. I have kids in the car. You better go.
What?
Who is that? Who is that?
They're calling me a damn fucking kid!
Christina! I got you on video. You better get back.
Jeff's after you.
Jeff's right there. He ain't doing shit.
You're the one who said something about my damn son! And I got it all over recorder.
The situation escalated quickly, leaving everyone confused and uneasy, especially with children in the car. No one really understood what set her off or what was going on. After a short time, she eventually calmed down, and the hiker drove away without further incident, relieved to leave the area behind. While hiking through the remote desert of southern New Mexico, a Reddit user stumbled upon something unsettling, a single woman's shoe lying alone in the sand. It was badly damaged, torn up as if an animal had been chewing on it. There were no other items around, no footprints, and no sign that anyone had been nearby. Just one ruined shoe in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to imagine someone losing it and not realizing, especially in such an isolated place. So it leaves one disturbing question. What happened to the person who wore it? For 2 nights in a row, a family heard screaming sounds coming from the nearby forest. At first they tried to ignore it, assuming it was nothing serious. But then the noises seemed to move onto their roof, and that's when fear really set in. They could hear something moving around the house, circling from one side to the other.
Oh, damn. Holy shit. All right. Some of the bitch is one on the other side of the house.
Some people later suggested it could have been a wild animal, like a mountain lion. Others whispered darker ideas, mentioning things like skinwalkers. What made it even stranger was what they found afterward, an animal skeleton on the opposite side of the house, with no blood and no obvious explanation. Since then, there haven't been any updates, leaving the whole situation a mystery.